Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Spirit's Divine Light. Today's episode is going to be a very interesting one as we are going to be doing a reading for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, and the balance. All right. And today's reading will be for the air signs Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So, starting with Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, Gemini, right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. So, what is the Divine Masculine energy for our Gemini friends, please? All right. What is the Divine Feminine energy for our Gemini friends? And what is the balanced energy, please, for our Gemini friends, please? Okay. We have an interesting one. All right. This is interesting. Okay. So we have resources for your Divine Masculine, seeking resources, okay? Your Divine Feminine is dealing with grief, accepting loss. So it's like a win some, lose some situation for you, Geminis. And then knowledge is your balance. So these cards, your Divine Masculine and your balance, kind of have similar hues. However, I do see similar hues here as well in your Divine Feminine. So I do see you kind of leaving the darkness into the more light situation, finding the resources you need, and knowledge to resources, resources to knowledge, and realizing what isn't going to work for you anymore and finding a pathway to what will, okay? So that's all I have for you, Gemini. Libra friends. What is for our Libra friends here? Libra friends. All right. Libras, what is your Divine Masculine energy? What is your Divine Feminine energy, please? Divine Feminine, please. Okay. And then what is the balanced energy between your Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine for the Libras, please? All right. I see some connections here already. So, okay, this is interesting. Libras, your Divine Masculine is showing enlightenment and moving forward. Your Divine Feminine is showing understanding and looking at both sides. And then your balanced energy is independence, carving your own path. So it's interesting because kind of your Divine Masculine has these darker greens and blues with a little bit of white with this like elven woman here. And then your Divine Feminine has like a skull island with white smoke and kind of a fairy, but it looks like some kind of water fairy. And then your balance here is like a dragon looking over a volcano, okay? So I do see a lot of light energy here, and kind of looking at this volcano pathway energy as creating a pathway that will work for you, but that won't bring you into a full like dark energy, that will bring you some light and love and laughter kind of energy. So I do see you moving forward, kind of creating an understanding that you need to understand all sides of a story, including all sides of your own story, and understanding what you can do and what you cannot do and where the middle ground is for you, and creating this whole new like idea for yourself, okay? So that's what I see for you. And then we have Aquarius, okay? So Aquarius, what is the Aquarius Divine Masculine energy, please? Okay. What is the Aquarius Divine Feminine energy? Okay. And then can we please have a balance of the Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine energy for the sign of Aquarius, please? Okay. One more shuffle here. All right. So, interesting. Aquarius, you have the Wisdom card in the Divine Masculine, so asking questions. You have the Rebirth card in the Divine Feminine, giving yourself a second chance. And then for your balance is tranquility, harmony, harmonious in action. So what this is telling me here is you are finding wisdom. You're kind of being that learning energy with your divine masculine, which is definitely an interesting take. And then with your divine feminine, you're kind of like in a rebirth stage and kind of like, okay, what can I do to help create my divine feminine more strong? I see you strengthening the divine feminine in yourself, okay? But also your balance is understanding the harmonious in action. So there's times when you're not going to be able to take action on something, and it's kind of like accepting that. And I feel what I see here is your divine feminine was so focused on like a mental emotional aspect that there's so much more to the divine feminine, and you kind of like got lost somewhere in there. And that's what I see you kind of like rebuilding that side of you for strength, okay? And that's what I'm seeing. And you're gaining wisdom to rebuild this strength for yourself, okay? And I see this as very beautiful. I see these cards definitely are very relatable here. With the feminine energy and the balance, as the colors are very similar, but they're very dark kind of energy, and accepting that there is lightness around him, but there also is a lot of like darkness with the light. However, the masculine is very like light energy. So I'm seeing it as a very positive aspect, kind of accepting the light and the dark situation and moving forward, all right? So that's all I have for you, Aquarius. Thank you, everybody, for listening or watching, and I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye now.